So today we're going to be opening up a Destined Rivals booster box and seeing if it's worth it. So what's up, guys? Today you see right here, right now, we're going to be opening up a Destined Rivals booster box to see if it's worth it. Destined Rivals is a set I think is cool, but it's not something that I'm like super ecstatic for. I am personally looking forward to Black Bolt and White Flare a little bit more. I'm a huge Gen 5 fan. So this is going to be maybe a one and done, and I'll buy the singles I'm looking for to see what we can pull. Now, when it comes to this booster box, there is one card and one card only I am hoping to pull, and that is Moltres. Now, Ho would be nice, but I think Moltres will have the more value, so I would prefer to pull Moltres today and then be able to buy the Ho down the line. But either SIR would be nice, and if we're being quite honest, any SIR from the set would be awesome. Let me go ahead and put our two lovely card stands right here in the background. Hopefully you guys like the new backdrop. It looks a little bit cooler. It's my Snorlax playmat. Very awesome. You got Pikachu and Charmander in the back. And then we're going to go ahead and get into our pack. Once again, we're hoping for 4 textured hits. We're hoping for 3 illustration rares. And then a multitude of EXs. So let's go ahead and see if we can get any of these beautiful cards. Team Rocket's Venture Bomb. Flip a coin. If heads, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If tails, put 2 damage counters on your active Pokemon. Probably not going to see a lot of play. An Akira Agawa Golbat. That's pretty nice if you're an Akira Agawa fan. Shroomish. A Arven's Greedent as our first hit. That is pretty nice. Followed by Team Rocket's Wobbuffet. Now, I am going to be honest. This is not one of the cards I was personally hoping to hit because I've already owned this in Japanese. But I don't mind pulling an English copy because I will absolutely 100% positively need an Arven's Greedent in the collection. And Arven is actually, well, you know what? I'm not going to say that because Ethan/Gold is in this set. But Arven is a fan favorite of mine. I love Arven. And more importantly, I actually really like Arven when it comes to the Scarlet and Violet games. He's my favorite character from Scarlet and Violet era. Speaking of Arven's Greedent, another Arven's Greedent, and then Team Rocket's Articuno. That was actually pretty fun to use during pre-release. Speaking of which, I did do a pre-release event. If you follow me on X, you would have seen the only big hit I got from my pre-release, which was a Team Rocket's Meowth illustration rare. I do feel that's going to be the best illustration rare. Maybe the second best if we consider the fact that the 2 Misty's illustration rares aren't in the set. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say what will be the best, but I think Team Rocket's Meowth has a shot. So while I wouldn't mind duplicate, that is not the card we are chasing today. Ethan's Macargo. I have not seen this card. I know the Ethan's Typhlosion I used during pre-release. It led me to a 3-0 run until I got my last opponent who played just a massive Wheezing line. And I got bodied. So I went 3-1 playing Ethan's Typhlosion. Granite Cave. Oh, that's for Steven. Little does many people know, but Steven actually has some cards in this set as well. It is nowhere near as many. I'm not sure if there's going to be like exclusive Steven cards in the Steven and Marty decks that are coming later this week. I have an order that's on the way from the PokePost. And I will be opening up those decks on the channel. So if you're interested to see what comes in those decks, make sure that you check it out. First EX hit is Ethan's Ho-Oh. This is not the Ho-Oh that I'm hunting for. So apologies for that strange cut. My phone storage got full because we were recording a lot of videos in the classroom today. But as I was saying, not the Ethan's Ho-Oh I was looking for, but I will take it. I don't know if the Ethan's deck has any sort of playability, so I don't know if that Ho-Oh is going to have a lot of desirability by players. I know the Rocket deck looks pretty promising. I know the Marnie's deck looks amazing. So we'll have to see if the Ethan's deck does anything of interest. By the way, I haven't talked about a lot of the artworks in the set, but this Annihilate is just an absolute banger for, and I think that's a rare, so it can come as a holo rare. But this set has some bangers for like commons and uncommon. Matazo does some beautiful cards. You have some other beautiful cards by artists such as Akira Agawa. I believe Soso has a new artwork in here. Wait, there it is. The Probo Pass. Smashing. Combuskin. Stevens Beldum, so there goes our first Steven card. We probably seen another Steven card, but I may have overlooked it. I know his Pokemon is Metagross. I was reading it because I did pull that during the pre-release. I don't know what the other Steven cards do, but it looks like it's decent, but it doesn't look like it's game breaking. So Steven's cards would need to really support that card. Another Ethan's Macargo. So our box, I feel like we're quite a few packs in and we have not hit anything amazing yet. So I'm hoping that this changes with this next pack. Ethan's Wood. Cynthia. Arcanine. Hey, Hydrapple. Okay, that's pretty nice. Another one I've already have in Japanese though. Like, don't get me wrong, I think this is a cool Pokemon. But I already own it. Like, I want to see something I have not pulled. Like, the Eradicate would be an awesome illustration rare to pull. The Orbeetle, I don't believe I have. That would be another awesome one to pull. Arbok, Spikemuth, Ethan's Pinsir, MC's Hype, and Cynthia's Garchomp. Okay. I believe that one actually has a little bit more hype. I think that one looks solidly playable. So, probably one of the better EXs in the set to pull. We got Skarmory, Smoliv, Torchic and Nugget, Rotom, Spiritomb, Stevens Claydol, Game Rockets, Houndour, Arrokuda, and Gorbit. About halfway through the right side, I believe I probably grabbed a pack or two from the left, so we're probably close to a third of the way done with our box. There goes that Raticate I'm talking about. Hippopotas, Mimikyu. It looks like we got something back here. It is Electivire EX. I believe this was the first card I pulled from Heatwave Arena as well. That's not a bad full art to get. I honestly am a little disappointed that Electivire, who I absolutely love, didn't get a special illustration rare. It would have been awesome for Electivire to get some of that love. Like, I know that we got Yanmega, so those of you that are fans of Yanmega, that's probably a pretty cool card to pull. But Electivire, I like a little bit more. Alright. Getting close to rounding out the right side. Come on, something big. Nose Pass, Wash Rotom, and Electivire. Okay, so we got our Electivire regular. Grimer, Houndour, Magikarp, Mankey, Energy Recycler. I'm going to have to look through some of these trainers and see what they're good. This was actually pretty fun in the pre-release. It had Splashing Panic, where you discard the top 7 cards of your deck, and it does 70 damage for each Misty's Pokemon. Like, sure, you risked deck out, but it was fun to play. Like, you could actually swing big and get an easy knockout. Squovet, Nidoran, Starmie, Rapidash, Grafty, Blipbug, Tauros, and Spidops. Spidops also has an amazing illustration rare in the set. I own it in Japanese. If I remember to do so while editing, I will put it on the screen so you guys can see it. It is a stunning card. I also love this Mareep artwork. One of the best common artworks in this set by T-Zero. Really, really looks like an evil Pokemon. Team Rocket's Watchtower. Misty Psyduck. Team Rocket's Tyranitar. Cynthia's Power Weight. And Blaze Chicken. Alright. 2 packs remaining. On the right side, let's see if we can get an illustration rare, a special illustration rare, a nice full art. So we got Applin, the Toddle, and Team Rocket Zapdos. I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised Zapdos didn't get the love. Like, I understand Moltres, especially as a manga reader, but I don't know. I felt like Rocket Zapdos is a classic, and I'm surprised we didn't see anything. Ooh, there goes Marnie's Grimmsnarl. It has Punk Up, which when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck up for up to 5 basic darkness energies and attach them to your Marnie's Pokemon in any way you like. And for 2 dark energy, it does 180 with Shadow Bullet, and it does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it does a little bench sniping. And at 320 HP, it's not a weak Pokemon at all. So those Marnie decks, guys, you can buy 2 of the Marnie decks, and you can absolutely build a complete playable deck out of it. So if you're interested in playing the TCG, the Marnie's deck is looking pretty promising. I'm not going to say that it's going to be an absolute like game changer, but if you want something fun to play, that may be something for you to consider, right? And considering that you could buy 2 decks and make it, it kind of seems worth it. You know what I mean? It kind of seems like a good buy. If you can find it at a good price. I believe market price for those decks is roughly around $30. Ethan's Macargo, Team Rocket's Ariana, and Articuno. So one of the things I've noticed with this box, and Journey Together was this way a bit too, but not as bad. But I have noticed that 2 textured hit is becoming more common with Pokemon boxes. And it is getting annoying as a collector when sets are so large, because it's a Titan EX. Because back in like the first half of the Scarlet and Violet era, like all the way up until like Twilight Masquerade, you were pretty much, I'm not gonna say guaranteed, because there were 3-hit boxes and 5-hit boxes, but it was very, very common and very easy to get a 4 textured hit box. The only difference between the textured hits and like, was it Paradox, or no, it was Twilight Masquerade that, no, was it Paradox that started? Whatever set started the Ace specs. Since the Ace specs were a textured hit, they were kind of being used to kind of replace a textured full art, which some players loved, some collectors hated. Ethan Cyndaquil, Arvin Squovette, and Annihilate. Alright. This box has definitely got to heat up soon. We got to get something big. Good thing I got this box for a good price. I did not pay market pricing. Market pricing is well over the $200 price mark, which is insanity. Oh, hey, MC's Hype. Unfortunately, I pulled 2 of this card in Japanese. I sold 1. I kept 1. I like a fart. I like a full art trainer, but I would have preferred Judge because I love the aura of Judge. I think it is a card with a lot of good energy, and I would have loved to have pulled that. Arcanine, Electrike, and Zamazenta, who also has an illustration rare I would love to pull. The Zamazenta illustration rare is stunning. I believe it was in the Team Rocket half of the set. We got Nosepass, Eradicate, Sacred Ash, Huntel, Grafty, Blipbug, Starmie, and Arboliva. By the way, Arboliva and Titan both have full arts in this set. They were the dud full art from Glory of Team Rocket. So, if you're an Arboliva or a Titan fan, congratulations on hitting an awesome card. But if you're not a fan of either of those Pokemon, I'm gonna be honest, I feel bad for you if you hit it. So we got 7 packs left. I'm hoping for at least another textured hit and another illustration rare, because I think we only hit 2 illustration rares so far. Team Rocket's Great Ball, Rapidash, Primeape, Wellspring Mask, and Typhlosion. Alright. We got 6 packs remaining. Let's go. Just give us some bangers in these packs. Oh! Okay. Misty's Lapras. Not one I needed, but hey, one I will take. I personally like Lapras better than Psyduck. Misty is a fan favorite, so that is definitely going to be a top chase in the set. It would be awesome if it's a potential graded copy, because grading that card would be awesome as a PSA 10 in the collection. And I know that grading the illustration rares can be hard sometimes. Alright, so we got 4 packs remaining. We're at 2 textured hits. I am going to hope that one of these 4 packs has something textured in it. Quilava, Nidorina, Sudowoodo, Power Weight, Golbat, Mudsdale, Mudbray, Archer, and Regirock. We're hitting a lot of regular EXs, which is cool. 3 packs remaining. Come on. Greet it. Alright. Let's save the Ho-Oh pack for last. And we'll go into the Giovanni and Mewtwo pack. Let's get something good. Come on. Oof. Alright. Last pack. Let's get some last pack magic. Squilvet, Nidoran, Bowrotom, Growlithe. Sheesh. Woo! That was a rough opening for a booster box. 5 hits. And we are definitely on the lower end of the spectrum. Like, don't get me wrong. Awesome card to hit. But Arven is not well known by a lot of Pokemon fans. Hydrapple is not a very popular Pokemon. And Electivire and MC's type full art, definitely on a weaker end of the box. We didn't even get any, like, Rockets, regular EXs, right? Like, I think our best regular EX is either going to be the Garchomp or the Grimmsnarl. Everything else was kind of on the weekend. So, for the most part, it wasn't a great box. And that's kind of the risk you're going to take with this set, right? If you're going to open this set up at market pricing, be ready to potentially lose a lot of money, right? Boxes are selling for well over $200 and they're selling out quick. And if you're planning to rip for that price, just note that if you don't pull an SIR, you're probably going to neg. You're probably going to neg to begin with unless you hit Mewtwo. But if you don't pull any SIR, right, you can have a 2-hit box. Because I made a mention of that in the video, that I have seen that it's becoming very common to get 2 textured hits and 3 illustration rares in a booster box. And that is a massive loss if you pay over $200. So guys, my recommendation with this set is, while this set is awesome, and while this set's a pretty cool collector piece if you're a steel collector, if you're looking to open up this set, be patient. Because opening up at market price, imagine if I did pay the $220 plus for this. That's rough for that price, right? But if you're paying under MSRP like I did, if you got a good deal, if you were able to find a good deal for this box, this ain't a bad opening experience, because you do get some really awesome artworks out of here. Like the Lapras is cool as hell. Arven's Greedent, if you're an Arven fan, is nice. Hydrapple is a beautiful artwork. That's just my takeaway, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what your thoughts and opinion on this set are. As the set as a whole, for me, is a good 8 out of 10. I think it's a wonderful set. I think it's got a lot of playable cards, but the opening experience gets a 6 out of 10 because of market prices, right? It is one of those high risk, high reward type sets where if you're paying market, or if you're trying to find a box and you're struggling to find it at any good price, you're gonna pay a high price to try to pull anything. So guys, I would say if you're really wanting the cards from the set, buy singles, right? Buy singles, give it a few weeks after release, let some of the hype die down, let the market flood with some of these singles, and buy these. Because I assure you, in about I'm going to say a month's time. I was going to say 2 weeks, but in about a month's time, both of these will be under $10, right? My 2 big box hits, both under $10 by the time, by the end of June, right? So that's just my personal takeaway anyways, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more great Pokemon content. I have more Destined Rivals. I got Black and White, and I got Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy all on the way. And as always, guys, remember to keep it classy and stay awesome.